What's going on, guys? I have my filter here. I'm getting ready to put the sand, gravel, and charcoal in there, test it out. What I've done first, I'm going to show you real quick. I mentioned on my last video that I was going to tie this off with some 550, which, as you can see there, all I did was tie a square knot there. I made it nice and tight. This is a little loose, that's okay. Water can filter through there. I didn't cut the cord off. As you can see, I just taped it to the side of the tube here. That way, in case I do need to use it for later on, it's fine. What I have here, I've got just some regular charcoal that I bought. It's like $9 at Home Depot. Let's see, got this all-purpose stone and just a standard natural play sand. Alright, first thing I got to do, I got to put this charcoal, which comes in lumps like that. I got to put it in this bucket. All I'm going to do is take a baseball bat. I'm just going to chop it into very fine particles. That way the water can have a better medium in which to be filtered. So that's going to take me a little bit. Once I get done with this, then I'll shoot in and start recording the actual filtration. So stand by. Alright, I just got done kind of smashing my charcoal. I'll show you kind of the consistency here. You know, it's not too fine like a sand, but it is a lot smaller than just the hunks that you'd use for normal cooking. Basically, I've already got the gravel in there in my tube at the very bottom. I'm going to throw in the charcoal, then the sand, and then a layer of more gravel, and then I'm going to go get some water from the creek and see how it works. Okay, I've gone down to the creek and got some water. That black stuff's just from the charcoal. This is the same bucket I used, but as you can see, the water's pretty dark, you know, pretty disgusting looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into the filter that I have here. Okay, I'm going to filter it out a few different times, probably 3 or 4 times at least, and then I'll see what it looks like. I'll film it and make sure that it's at least clean, and then I know that it won't be ready to drink, you know, straight out from the filter, but it will at least filter the water. If you were in a survival situation, I would drink it, provided that it works, and then we'll see what happens. Alright, I've started pouring the water in there into the filter. As you can see, I'll let it sit here for a minute so you can watch. Because the elements are so compact within this piece of PVC, the water is being very slowly filtered through it. It's just started to get above where the nozzle is, which is right there. It just got above it. As you can see, it's very slowly starting to fill. Now I think that's because of 2 reasons. One, just the pressure, it's not able to get enough to push that water out of the way to get through the pipe, and also, like I just said, you know, the gravel, sand, charcoal, and gravel are so compact within this tube. I mean, it's going to take a lot of pressure just to get through there in a timely fashion. I think what I'll try next, once I do this a few times, I'm going to try my original idea of just putting it straight into the bucket. I'm going to see how fast the water will filter through there. Because not only will it be easier to pour water into an open bucket lid as opposed to this small surface area of the pipe, but I think I'll be able to get enough pressure to get a good water flow through there. So, more to follow. Alright, that's some of the water that's been filtered just one time. I was watching it as it came out of the spigot, and it was significantly clearer than when I pulled it out of the creek. Again, some of the charcoal was in there, that's why it's a little darker than usual. But I did pour a bucket. Basically, I filled that thing up with sink water, and I poured it in here, and it's still very, very dark, as you can see there. And most of the charcoal is sitting on the bottom. So, I mean, it is working. Again, I emptied it, as you can see. It's just working very slowly. I just, about probably 2.5 minutes ago, I filled it up to the top here with water from that bucket, and it's just slowly filtering down there. Once this gets through and it's emptied, I'm going to dump it out, and I'm going to try the other method, like I said, just putting the sand and charcoal straight into the bucket. I'm going to see how that works. Okay, I've taken the tube out. As you can see here, you know, I drained all the water out, and it's still filtering through. You can see it's kind of leaking through there. I'm not too worried about that right now because I want to get this underway before it starts getting dark. Alright, what I did was I put a base layer of gravel. Now, basically I went to just cover the spout. That way when I put the sand and the charcoal in, it doesn't filter through that because the gravel will stop it. Then I put a layer of sand, then I put my charcoal, then I put another layer of sand, and then I put my gravel on top. Alright, here is the water I poured in there. You can see the bubbles starting to filter. Getting ready to open it up, see how the water looks. Okay. Now, it's the first time that's been used, that's why this stuff is coming out nasty. I mean, that's the charcoal. Now you can see it's starting to come out a little clearer. Steady drip. So it would appear that no matter how big of a diameter you have for your filter, it's still going to come out at a snail's pace. I don't really know. I mean, I guess that means it's doing its job, so we'll see. Alright, I got a little bit more water here. I'm going to pour in. I'm just going to kind of let this sit and drip while I go watch football. That way I can redo it again and hopefully get all that crud and sediment out of there. Alright, so what I've done was filled up the bucket just like the filter that we had. Poured the extra creek water that I had in there. As you can see, it's still sitting at the top. There's kind of a filmy layer that's developed alongside the edges of the bucket. That's okay, that can be washed off later. This is working, I think, a little bit better. As you can see, it's coming out at a steady drip down into my secondary bucket here. Again, this bucket was already dirty. I just wanted to see if this would even work. But I think it is working better than the tube just because it does have more surface area for the water to get through. But again, it's not like a steady stream like a faucet or something like that. So does it work? I would say yes. Is it the most economical way to filter water? Probably not. Might want to invest in a water filter before you go hiking or backpacking or whatever. But now we know. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. You know, please feel free to leave any comments as you see fit, and enjoy.